What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the most criminally underused route in all of Madden 21, the ghost route. But before we get into the video, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys take the time to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the uploads coming your way here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to take your game to the next level in Madden 21, check out my brand new site, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source dedicated to keeping you on top of the competitive meta or the most effective tactics available. Every single Sunday in our Vault update, we'll take a look at multiple topics, showing you how to run the most effective tactics and, most importantly, how to counter those tactics. So that way you guys know what to do and how to stop it when you face it. Okay, guys, without further ado, let's get into today's video, and that's going to be about the ghost route. Now, if you don't know what the ghost route is, that is a route that you can get on the field as a result of a backfield apprentice, which a lot of players are running on their running backs right now. You see a lot of guys in Madden Ultimate Team running this on Barry Sanders or Warwick Dunn, especially in the gun bunch. And you also can get it on your running back if you have a hot route master quarterback such as Tom Brady in regular team head-to-head. So there are a couple ways that you can get it on the field. This route is much more rare as it pertains to finding its stock in plays. I don't know why, but for one reason or another, it's just a route you don't see a whole heck of a lot of. It is found, I do believe, in the gun bunch, in some bunch playbooks as a stock route, but you're definitely gonna have to hot route it if you don't have is a stock play. So let's go ahead and talk about what it does. I think this is one of the best zone pulling routes in the game. It's also one of the best routes for spacing the field in the game as well. So let's go ahead and talk about it as a short and a wide side of the field. We're going to break it down against cover 2, cover 3, and cover 4, show you how all the different types of hooks respond, how the different types of flats respond to this route, and whether it's going to be open or it's going to make other routes be open. So starting off with your cover 2 to the wide side of the field, the ghost route. You're going to go ahead and put this is left on the D-pad, and that will put it on, basically it's a table route that just stops at the line of scrimmage. And the reason that I love this is one of those routes that really not too many zones cover. You can pretty much run a stock route combination, throw this ball right here against cover 2, and you see right there, that's like 7 yards. So, you know, you're gonna be able to throw this pretty routinely against zone. So there's your cover 2. Let's go ahead and show you cover 3 here. Again, this is a hook curl. So, you know, if I were to just run this play stock, you're gonna see right here, and you can kind of throw that ball right there. You're talking 7 yards, 8 yards, 9 yards against your stock. We don't have any zone depth set right now. Let's go ahead and go into, say, cover 4, which is gonna be very much the same result. You got hook curls and curl flats here. This is just with 2 dig routes to the outside on the wide side here in a spread look. Again, you're gonna see right here, he checks up, throw the ball right there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 yards on that play, maybe even 11 by the time he spins forward. So this route absolutely destroys zone coverage, as you can definitely tell. Now, of course, man coverage, it's one of those, you know, you catch them in man and they're running that. It's not going to be nearly as effective. You see right there that it's basically covered. You know, you can throw a low ball right there. That was a low ball and he was able to catch it, but there wasn't a whole lot of potential against man coverage. I'll go ahead and do that again. Left trigger, that's L2 on PlayStation if you low ball it. So you see, let him turn, kind of throw that, but it's like 1 yard, if that. More of a chance of it being picked than being a positive play for you. So man coverage does counter it, but again, if you have the backfield mismatch and they're in man coverage, chances are you're looking at the Texas route. So that's the beautiful thing about the Texas route and the ghost route, is they kind of do look similar. Yeah, the ghost route breaks further to the outside while the Texas route breaks more upfield, but it is a good man-beating route that you can throw. So if you catch them and if you have backfield master, you're going to be able to throw that Texas route pretty easily if they go to man coverage. Now let's go ahead and show this route against the different shells on the short side of the field and see if it changes at all. So we'll start off with our cover 2 shell. Once again here, we'll show you how the ghost route works on the short side of the field. So on the short side of the field, see right there, much more covered when you're running it to the short side. Underneath zone seems to rally to it, limits the yards after catch potential, specifically in the cover 2. Let's go ahead and show it to you, cover 3 here. Again, you see here, we try to throw it, much more limited, about 3 yards, right? 3 or 4 yards tops is what you're looking at. Cover 4, same type of deal. If you go with the ghost route on the short side of the field, you're looking at, chances are that curl flat's gonna rally. Yeah, you see right here, you throw it, you're looking at 2 yards. So this route is going to be open when you run it to the wide side of the field, but it's more so covered as a pull route on the short side of the field. So those are the types of things you need to keep in your mind. Okay, this route is one you throw to on the wide side against zone, but it's one that pulls when it's on the short side. So, you know, as it pertains to how would you run this on the short side? Let's say you're facing short side cover 2. I think it's very, very easy to think about, okay, well, if these underneath zones are going to rally when you're playing underneath zone, why wouldn't we space the field, you know, with like curls? You know, you could try something like this. This is just labbing through route combinations right here, guys. So maybe 2 curls and a ghost, trying to triangle up 3 on 2. You see right here? Now, all of a sudden, you found a route that pulls vertical hooks on the short side of the field. So now let's go ahead and see if that same type of principle applies to cover 3. You notice that how in the previous example, when we curled the slot receiver, it kept that zone from rallying down. So now we found a route that appears to, on the short side of the field and maybe the wide side of the field, take a precedent for a vertical hook. So you see 35 is sitting in front of the curl route, which opens up that check down right here. And we're talking about 6 yards. So we're back into the getting yardage on the short side of the field. So now we go ahead and we apply that principle to the same route combination against, say, cover 3. So we show you cover 3 now. Runs the curl, backs up, backs up, backs up. He plays the curl on the outside. So now you're able to throw that ball underneath. Right there, we didn't really get turned upfield too well. Let's go ahead and show you that again. So 2 curls and a ghost on the short side of the field against zone. You know he's going to back up, back up, back up. You throw it. Now you're looking at, yeah, 6-7 yards right there on the ghost against short side zone. You're going to see the same effects against cover 4 because it's really no different than cover 3. It's hook curls and curl flats. The only real difference is the deep responsibilities on the outside and the safety change, but you're going to see the same underneath zone coverage right here. See right here, I could throw this ball outside, turn it upfield, 6-7 yards pretty easily. So they're going to have to be manning up the running back out of their base zone call. So if you're facing one of those players that loves to play zone and play crossman, this is going to be one of those routes that's going to be a backbreaker for them. Now let's go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and move the ball back to the wide side of the field. And we'll start to try to think about route combinations where we can start to use this as a little bit more of a route that can pull and help get zones or get, you know, other routes open. So if you think about how this could work, let's say you're facing like cover 2. Now you start to think about, okay, well, what if I go ahead and I start to run backside posts and try to run off coverage and maybe use a ghost. Now, if you guys remember last year, I did a tip called the ghost post, where you use a ghost route and a post route from the backside of the formation, and you watch how zones play. So we'll go ahead and go through the gamut here. Here's cover 2, running the vertical, run the vertical. See how he rallies up? That's going to allow you to kind of throw that ball in that spot over the field. Spot flat had nothing to guard either. I think that this year it's really, really important that you guys know that if you guys have, you know, smoke routes on the outside, you can occupy zones like this. So like cover 2, you could have vertical hook is going to pull down to the ghost route after a while, and then the cloud flat's going to pull down to the smoke route after a while. And that's really going to open up this post from the backside here. So watch how this plays. You know, check it down, check it down, check it down. If not, just throw that ball over the top. Very, very easy. So you can actually use these routes as quick reads underneath or pull routes if you want to hold on to the ball a little bit longer against your various zone calls. Let's go ahead and show you like cover 3 now. So in cover 3, here's an example. My advice against cover 3 would probably be to just streak the outside receiver. Chances are you're going to have options if you want to like drag underneath with the slot receiver, but we know that this curl flat should bite down after a second here. Yeah, you see that he does, and that's going to allow you to hopefully, well, not right there. We got rushed a little bit. I think if I would have been able to hold on to the ball a split second longer, I would have been able to show that to you. Let's go ahead and try that again. So, you know, you streak off the coverage or whatever. You have a little ghost route here, and then you run the post from the backside. I've got him on a contain here, so let's see if I can hold on to it, hold on to it, hold on to it. Actually, it played it pretty well. Played it pretty well right there. But one thing that you could probably do would be to have that same route combination in the flat. I actually expected right there the ghost route to pull down the curl flat in that example, and it didn't. So let's go back to cover 3, try the original example that we tried with the smoke and the ghost in the slot or a slot streak. Let's see if this pulls a little bit better. Yeah, this appears way better, way better. So the only problem is Jair doesn't have anything running into his third. So if he has his zone ability or one of those things, you're going to be able to have a guy like that maybe recover. So one thing that I might recommend here would be to maybe run Miller on a fade instead of a drag, just to try to get him to fade into that outside third of Jair Alexander. That'll help open up the route. Yeah, this should work a little bit better. Yeah, you see how Y gets wide open there. So that's a great way to get Jair out of the equation right there. Try this one more time. Go cover 3. Just a little tinkering with your route combination can help pull down multiple zones here, as you see. So you see a ghost, a smoke, and a fade. This is going to be a good 2x2 wide side route combo. You see right here how that route gets open. You can throw that ball into a nice little spot there. Again, these are against default zones. You know, if they start to drop their zones back, that's going to make the ghost route wide open. Let's go ahead and show you cover 4. So cover 4 with the same zones on the wide side. Go with the ghost route, go with the smoke route, and then go with the fade. This should be a simple zone beater. Again, you're gonna have to hold on to it pretty long. But again, if you can hold on to it long enough, actually right there against cover 4, that's a little bit bizarre. That smoke route ended up being open for you right there on that check down. So in terms of how that outside curl flap played right there, let's try that again. Here's your cover 4 defense. Smoke, fade, ghost. Then you have the post from the backside. And then that's way better. Okay, so that played way better that time. Yeah, that was a little bit bizarre. I was taken aback by that in a previous example, but you can definitely tell how this floods zone pretty well. Now let's, you know, this is to the point where we can show you guys how you can throw this pretty easily as an option or use it to pull down. What if they start to go on their coaching adjustments? You know, a lot of players love to go to their flats or their curl flats and set them to various depths. You know, you'll see a lot of people routinely go to like 25 yards on their curl flats, right? You know, this is what's going to allow you to take advantage of players that like to play zone. You know, if they want to play their curl flats at 25 yards to defend crossers and corners, you know, you have to be willing to take what's given to you. So we'll go back into this. Right now, I'm just in the Buccaneers offense, but, you know, you can get into, just call whatever play, it doesn't really matter. You know, you could get into running your offense. Let's say you've got a setup that looks like this for whatever reason. I'm not necessarily worried about the X receiver, but, you know, if they're in their cover 3 and they've got their purple zone set to 25 yards, I mean, you're going to see pretty clearly here that you've got 2 guys that are just wide open. I mean, you can throw the ball out there. Obviously, you want somebody with a little bit more rack potential than Watson out there on the perimeter, but, you know, you're going to be able to really space the field well with this. I love that this route, it's an area of the field that stock hook curls don't guard. A lot of people don't like to mess with their hook curls this year. They only really mess with their flats. And this is going to really just allow you to, you know, pepper it underneath. You know, the fact that you can use this route for 7 to 10 yards consistently underneath is going to require them to have to man up the running back in this offense. And players don't really want to have to worry about the running back, but in this 5-out meta, having routes that your running back can catch and scoot up field for 10, 15 yards is really massive. Got to think about the Christian McCaffreys and the Alvin Kamaras of the world and how to utilize your running backs in this game. So I think you guys get the gist on this. The ghost route is a really nice route. I think it meshes really well with table routes and things of that nature, just because, you know, if you use this route as a throw to the flat fairly often, you know, it's nice to have them check up and show the numbers. Maybe the user starts to take table routes on their own. You could start to work the Texas routes and the ghost routes. I do think the running back apprentice ability is something you should be running if you guys are not using a hot route master quarterback. I think with the 8-man coverage, whether it be just people playing man coverage with purple zones on the field or people rushing 3 and dropping 8 guys into zone coverage, you're going to have that check down. And the running back is really good this year. So make sure you're taking advantage of this route and the route combinations I'm showing you. Create them in your playbooks. All you need is a running back apprentice and a slot apprentice. I think if you guys have MUT teams, that's really simple to get on your field, relatively cheap. And obviously, if you have a hot route master, you don't have to worry about having specific running backs or specific receivers. So if you guys like the video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. Any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. We'll see you guys tomorrow with our next video. Until then, this is Zan. Hit the lab and good luck.